Hey, this is Russell Brunson. Welcome to Marketing Secrets. Today's show is about conversation domination.
So the big question is this: how are entrepreneurs like us, who didn't cheat and take on venture capital, who are spending money from our own pockets, how do we market in a way that lets us get our products and our services and the things that we believe in out to the world and yet still remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Russell Brunson, and welcome to Marketing Secrets.
Hey everyone, so this is Russell, and I hope you guys are doing awesome today. I have a really cool thing I want to share with you guys, and if I'm being completely honest, I am completely fried right now. It's Friday. My wife just left out of town with 3 of my kids and left me with 2. And so she was up packing till like 3 in the morning. So I fell asleep I think at 1, and at 3 she left. So I woke up to say goodbye to them and the kids. And then at the same time, my little 2-year-old Nora woke up. And then so I brought her down to bed with me, but then she went crazy for the next 2 hours, like screaming and jumping and kicking. And like, I think she knew that mom wasn't around. And anyway, so it got kind of hard. Anyway, it was really hard. So finally about 5 or 5:30, I put her back to bed. And I came down and I fell asleep for like 2 hours, and I woke up, and then so it was like a 2 or 3 hour night. And then raced to the office because we had Funnel Friday today, and then luckily Jim forgot, which I was like, thank heaven. So it gave me a chance to kind of like get some stuff done. And then I had what we call Decade in a Day. So those who are in my inner circle, we do this cool thing called Decade in a Day, which is like the coaching program part. Like when they first come to the program, they get to be part of a decade in a day, and then every time they renew, they get a decade in a day. And so what it is basically it's me taking a decade of my experience and jamming it into one day for them. And the way it works, we actually changed. In the past, we used to do it different, but I figured out a new format, and today was the first day of it, and it's so cool. If any of you guys are doing coaching programs, this is the way to do it. So we have 100 people in the inner circle at any given time, and so what we did is we went and we took each of their, basically each person got 30 minutes, and instead of me just coaching them one-on-one, where they get the value, and that's kind of it, what it is, we coach them, but I use Zoom, which is a new webinar platform that's becoming like the coolest thing ever, and then we Zoomed each person into the inner circle Facebook group, right? So I had person number 1, I brought them on, like, to ask questions, and then I click record and stream to Facebook, and then it streamed their presentation. So for 30 minutes, I have them introduce themselves really quick, and then we talk about their business, and I coach them for 30 minutes. And while it's happening, it's streaming live to all the other 99 inner circle members, and everyone in there is in there like giving feedback and dropping resources, and all these amazing things are happening in there. And that call ended, and then I ended it. And Zoom lets you just end the Facebook Live, and then I start the next one, pull the next person in, and go, boom, and we do that for 30 minutes, and then and so everyone watches the new one starts, and then it's archived in the inner circle members area. That person's like story for 30 minutes of me coaching him. Everyone else starts dropping feedback and comments, and we did that I think 8 times today. So it was like, anyway, it was kind of crazy, but it was amazing because it was me coaching, but then also they have 99 other fellow inner circle members all coaching him as well, dropping resources, links, ideas, resources. It was amazing. So I'm really excited about the new addition to the inner circle, which is awesome. And Steven, who's behind me over here, he just got done with the 2 Comma Club coaching, which is the tier before inner circle is like 2 Comma Club coaching, and he spent 4 hours doing Q&A today. It's insane. People, anyway.
Awesome. Went really well.
I've been doing this now for a long time, and our coaching programs have become like second to none between. Anyway, it's exciting. So
it's a lot of fun. Changing the world, It's a cool feeling to see people's lives like, I got it, and they go out and do it, and there's results. It's just fun.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah, it's great.
So that's what we're doing today. I'm about to take my kids to Studio C, which is really, really fun. Studio C is, if you haven't, go to YouTube and search Studio C, you'll see who they are. They're amazing. Anyway, we're going taking Aiden, who's one of the 2 kids left at home with me tonight, to that. So I'm heading out here in a few minutes, but I'm just having a conversation with some of the marketing team here, and I wanted to share something as I was thinking about it, because I thought it was really interesting. And so the conversation we had, comes back to, so there was a guy named Howie Schwartz when I first got started who was big online, and he had a course called Conversation Domination, and it was about getting in Google, and like, so you typed your name, if you say you typed your name into Google, like all 10 spots would be you, like you would dominate the conversation, right? And anyway, I don't know, I haven't heard from Howie forever. I don't even know what he's up to nowadays, but anyway, the concept of conversation domination I thought was awesome. Like, you type in your keyword and you're the all 10 spots and all the paid ads are all you. Like, you dominate the conversation. Like, you're the only person there. And so, like, as I've been doing this whole new social media thing, which you guys are watching me do, hopefully, and hopefully learning and following and modeling and funnel hacking, that's my thoughts. Like, conversation domination. I want, when you open up any platform, that I'm dominating the conversation. Like, I am in your podcast feed. I am in your YouTube feed. I'm in your blog, RSS. Like, yeah, I want to dominate the conversation every single platform. So anywhere you look, like, I am the only alternative, right? And I think it's important. Anyway, so, but what's interesting, so this is like I think that I know now why. Like, I always wondered why nobody else is doing this outside of Gary Vaynerchuk in our market, right? Yeah, or in the entrepreneurial business market. Like, there's people probably in other markets, but in ours, like, the only person who is Gary V. And I think I finally realized why. Because my business was built off email, right? So we built a big email list. We've had over 1 million entrepreneurs who've been on that list. Active probably 500,000 or so. But what's interesting is, like, I assumed, like, okay, I'm going to launch in Instagram. I'll send an email, and all of a sudden I'll have 1 million people on Instagram. And I'm going to go to my blog. I'll push over there. I have 1 million people on my blog. And, like, but the reality, what I found is it's not true. Like, people, think about this for yourself. Like, how do you like to consume content? What's your platform? Because everyone's got one or two that's their favorites. Like, do you like reading blogs? Maybe you're a blog reader. Or do you like listening to podcasts? Maybe you're a podcast person. Okay, or do you like watching videos? Do you go to YouTube, or do you check your email? Like, do you go to Instagram? Do you go to Facebook? What's your platform of choice? And I thought that everyone was on every platform, but I don't think that's the case. There's a small percentage that are. But even now, if we take our Facebook list and we run next to our email list and look at those side by side, our Facebook and email list, like, the crossover in the middle is shockingly small. I would assume they were, like, the same people, but they're not. Like, it's just fascinating. So, like, when you understand that. Like, the big shift that we're having is, like, I thought, like, okay, we'll try Facebook ads to build Instagram, and, like, that kind of works, but not really, because Facebook people are in Facebook because they like Facebook, right? Instagram people are in Instagram people, and so, like, the more I started thinking about this, the conversation we just had with our team was like, look, we have to realize that people that read blogs like to read blogs. People who listen to podcasts like to listen to podcasts. Does that make sense? Like, people that watch YouTube videos, they like watching YouTube videos, right? People that are on Instagram are on Instagram. Like, that seems stupid, right? But think about that, like, and so, like, what we're talking about, and I've been talking a lot with you guys, and maybe not with you guys, but internally with our team about the Dream 100, right? Like, Dream 100 for us has always been email focused up to this point. Like, find all the people's list, and we'll Dream 100 the crap out of them and get them to promote our products or our services. And it's worked, right? We built a huge company off of the back of that. And recently, I did an episode a few weeks ago talking about, like, how we're using Dream 100 for SEO. And it, by the way, that we're executing it, and it's working awesome. So listen to that episode and do it. But think about this, like, if I want people to read my blog, I don't need to go become really good at Facebook ads to get people to read my blog. You can, there's crossover, but what's better is, who are the, like, people who read blogs, right? So who, if I want to launch my blog and it's successful, who are the other people that have successful blogs that my people are already reading, my dream clients are already reading? Because people who read blogs. So I need to find those people and Dream 100 them and get them, pay them, or partner with them, or whatever, get them to write a blog article about me, because blog people like to read blogs, right? So if I'm reading a blog and I read a blog about someone, I go over to their blog, like someone's blog needs to promote my blog. Someone's podcast needs to promote my podcast. Somebody's YouTube channel needs to promote my YouTube channel, because people who watch YouTube, right? And so it's kind of a shift in my thinking, like, thinking about this, like, that's how the Dream 100, as I'm getting more granular with it, it's fascinating. Like, if you hear me on podcasts, you'll notice here, you don't normally, I do a podcast, people are like, so where can people get to know more about you, Russell? I'm like, oh, go to russellbrunson.com, and there's a bunch of stuff there. I'm like, no. If I'm on a podcast, I'm like, hey, you like listening to podcasts, go to marketingsecrets.com. There's my podcast. You subscribe. It's awesome, because podcast people listen to podcasts, right? If I'm on a blog, I'm going to talk about my blog. If I'm on a YouTube channel, I'm talking about my YouTube channel. If I'm on my Facebook feed, I'm talking about my Facebook feed. Like understanding that. Okay, that's number one. And again, there will be a little bit of crossover, but the majority of your blog readers will come from other blogs, because blog readers read blogs. The majority of your YouTube subscribers come from other YouTube channels, because YouTube people watch YouTube. I never watched a YouTube video up until 3 months ago when we launched our YouTube channel, to be completely honest. I didn't care about it. I didn't watch, like, I never went there. I didn't understand. It was so foreign to me. When I get there, now I'm in this world, I'm like, oh God, there's a lot of cool stuff happening here. And people that like YouTube, like, they're on YouTube all day long, all the time. People who are on Facebook are all day, like, and so you start understanding that as you're doing your Dream 100, you become more granular with your focus and your traffic, all those kind of things. I want you to remember that. If you want to have conversation domination, the key to that is the Dream 100. Going back, Dream 100 people, and then getting people who are bloggers to read your blog, getting people who are podcast listeners to listen to your podcast, and so on and so forth across all the platforms. That's awesome, huh? Do you think it's awesome, Steven?
It's amazing.
Oh! Anyway, for those of you guys who are not watching this on the YouTube channel, but you listen to the podcast, Steven's behind me and he's screaming excited too. So, I hope it makes sense, you guys. I'm dropping gold bombs. Some of you guys might not be prepared for it yet. If you're not, go search for the Dream 100. I think I've done podcasts or videos. I've talked a lot about that. So if you're not familiar with the Dream 100 yet, like go and study that, and then come back to this. Like this, there'll be a point in your business when this concept will be the biggest way for you to scale from wherever you are to the next level. It's huge for us. It's what we're focusing on, and as we're trying to go from 8 to 9 figures a year, which we got a good shot of maybe hitting it this year. It's gonna be a stretch this year. Next year will be easy, but this year we might make it. Yeah. So we got a couple of things happening that are gonna give us the ability to potentially hit that. So it's gonna be fun. Anyway, that's what I want to mention, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast. If you love it, please go to iTunes and rate. Give me some stars. Give me 1 or 2 stars if you want, but if you really had a good time, give me 5. Tell people what you think. Also, if you have your own podcast, please tell your podcast listeners to listen to my podcast. I would really appreciate that. If you're on a YouTube channel, please tell YouTube people to listen to my YouTube videos. And if you're a blogger, please blog on my blog. That would be very amazing. So I hope that helps you guys. Appreciate you all. I'm going to go home and play with my son. We're going to go to Studio C. Have a blast. Peace. Have a good night. See you guys all again soon. Bye, everybody.
Want more marketing secrets? If so, then go get your copies of my 2 best-selling books. Book number 1 is called Expert Secrets, and you can get a free copy at expertsecrets.com. And book number 2 is called .com Secrets, and you can get your free copy at .comsecrets.com. Inside these 2 books, you'll find my top 35 secrets that we've used to become the fastest growing non-VC-backed SaaS startup company in the world.